to America Reads Fun Learning Activities. We are college students who create learning activities for kids. Our fun activities are focused on reading, writing, and math. Thank you for joining us to learn today. In today's video, we will be learning all about how to tell time by looking at a clock. Before we start, I want to show you the two types of clocks that there are and how we use them to tell time. This is an analog clock. On every analog clock, there are two arrows which we call hands, and they tell us what time it is. The little hand is how we know what hour it is. So for example, just like on this clock, if the little hand is on 3, that means that it is the 3rd hour. The big hand is how we know what minute it is. Now this one's a little bit tricky to read, so before I put the arrow on the clock, I'm going to show you how we figure out the minute. Instead of going by ones like we did with the hour, to find the minutes we have to go by 5s. So let's practice that. Starting at the 12, we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then 55. So if I were to put my arrow on here and I'm going to put it at the 6, we'd have to count by 5s to figure out what the minute is. So again, starting at 0, we'd have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So if the big hand was on the 6 and the little hand is on the 3, that would be 3:30. So now that we know how to tell what time it is by looking at our clock, let's learn how to write it on our piece of paper. So we know that the clock said it was 3:30, but how do we write that? Easy. The first thing we're going to write is the hour. So if the hour was 3, we write a 3. Then we're going to draw these 2 dots. Just like that. Finally, we write the minutes, which was 30. And go behind the dots. And there we go, it says 3:30. Alright, now let's do a few examples. I'm going to move the big and the little hand and we will practice reading and writing it together. Look at the analog clock now. First, let's figure out the hour. The little hand is on the 9, so that means the hour is 9. On my whiteboard, I'm going to write a 9. And then my 2 little dots. Now let's figure out the minute. The big hand is on the 12, so I'm going to count by 5 to figure out what the minute is. Starting with 0. 0. Oh, that was easy. So I'm going to write 2 zeros on my whiteboard. Alright, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Okay, now it's your turn to practice. I'm going to give you 2 practice problems and feel free to pause the video if you need more time to solve. Here is the first problem. Did you figure it out? The little hand is on the 7 and the big hand is on the 12. That means it is 7 o'clock. Alright, superstars, let's do one more practice problem. Alright, here it is. Let's see if you can figure this one out. Did you figure it out? The little hand is on the 2, so that means the hour is 2. Now the little hand is on the 6, so let's count by 5s till we hit the 6. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That means the minute is 30. So putting that together, we have 2:30. It's 2:30. Now we are going to learn about the second type of clock. So this is called a digital clock. What do you notice about the digital clock? That's right, it's written exactly how we would write it on our piece of paper. It is a lot easier to read than an analog clock, but it's still important to know how to read it. Before we do a few practice problems, let's go over an example of how to read a digital clock just to make sure we got it. Look at the clock right now. In the first spot, we have the hour. So on this one, we have an 11. That means the hour is 11. Then we have the 2 dots again, just like when we write it. In the last spot, we have the minutes. So in this clock, there's a 30, which means the minutes are 30. So putting that all together, it is 11:30. Alright, now let's do a few practice problems. What time does this clock say it is? Write your answer on a piece of paper, and remember, if you need to pause the video to solve the problem, you can definitely do that. So, what time is it? Did you get 9 o'clock? That's right. There's 9 in the hour spot and zeros in the minute, so it is 9 o'clock. Alright, now let's do another practice problem. What time does this clock say it is? What time is it? If you wrote down 6:30, then you're correct. Alright, now before we end our video, we're going to do 4 super speedy practice rounds. I'm going to show you either an analog clock or a digital clock, and I want you to write down what time it is on your paper. Remember, if you need to pause the video to have extra time to practice, that is totally okay. Are you ready? Okay, let's do round number 1. What time does this clock say it is? Did you write down 4:30? Great job! Alright, round number 2. What time does this clock say it is? Did you write down 12 o'clock? Excellent! Alright, round number 3. What time does this clock say it is? Did you write down that it's 3 o'clock? Great job! Alright, our 4th and final round. What time is it on this clock? Did you write down that it's 2:30? Amazing! Wow, you guys are so great at telling time. Thank you for learning with us today. We hope you come back and learn some more. Please comment if you have any questions, like and subscribe to our channel. And we will be back with more videos. Until next time.